104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. We're now joined by Sean Deveney of the Sporting News. Sean, the game last night, beautiful game. Let's start with good. Let's try to be positive first. Did you think the Cavs could play that kind of game against the Warriors?
No, I didn't. I thought that, and there were times in that third quarter where it looked like things were going to go to a script. Where the first half, we've seen this from the Warriors throughout the playoffs. It was close, and the Warriors got behind a little bit. They tied up. They get that big three from Steph to end the first half. And then I expected the Warriors to do what they've done all throughout the postseason, which is blow away their opponents in the third quarter. But give Cleveland every ounce of credit, especially LeBron, because whenever Golden State would get up by 6, 7, 8 points in that third quarter, Cleveland would respond. And when they got to the fourth quarter and it wasn't the blowout that I had expected, then I think I wasn't surprised to see Cleveland play well, because they played well in the LeBron especially in the fourth quarter throughout the postseason. So it wasn't a surprise to see them go back and forth with the Warriors once they were able to get through that third quarter.
All right, now let's switch up. Have you ever had anyone look at you the way LeBron looked at J.R. Smith last night?
Probably my father when I started a fire in the backyard one time. That was the kind of look that it was. It was the kind of look that your dad gives you when he just can't believe what you've just done. that was something that will go down in the annals of NBA Finals history, no question.
Sean, we've been asking different people throughout the day today, whether it be fans, reporters, analysts, how does this happen to athletes in big moments like this? How do they have these mental breakdowns in clutch situations?
It doesn't happen to that many athletes. That's one of the reasons why it's so remarkable that it happens. And we've seen this from J.R. Smith before. In regular season games in Milwaukee. We've seen things like that. Mental breakdowns like that. It's not a huge surprise. But on this stage with 5 seconds left in an NBA Finals game that you've got a chance to win and you might not have a chance to win another, that was remarkable. I certainly that's not something that I can remember seeing. Certainly not out of a professional.
Sporting News' Sean Deveney with us right now, 104.5 The Team. Sean, the referees become a big story in this game, and probably the biggest story, if not for the J.R. Smith gaffe. Were you shocked that they overturned the charge and turned it into a block?
No, I was, just based on the fact that I didn't think. All right, so the way it works is if there's a question whether he's in the restricted lane, that circle under the basket, then you can go to the replay and you can look at it. In real time, there was no question he was outside of the restricted lane. That should not have been something that was a question. But once you have that, once you are questioning that, you can go to the replay and you can overturn it on other evidence. You can say, okay, he was outside the restricted area, but he was also moving still. So we are going to overturn it, even though it's not the reason that we originally said we were looking at it. And I think that's what really rubs a lot of people the wrong way. That is how the rule is written. They didn't do anything wrong. But I just thought that the thing that was wrong was that they were reviewing it sort of under a false premise that he was always outside the restricted area. That wasn't something that I frankly, guys, I thought the worst call was the flagrant foul that was given to Tristan Thompson. I understand if you want to call it technical there, that's one thing, but they gave him the axe really quickly, and I just didn't think that was necessary. I thought Tony Brothers overreacted on that one. So, yeah, those two plays I think could wind up looming large.
And I agree with you. That last call on Tristan Thompson's a huge part of it, and we've seen in the past that the NBA officials and the executives and everybody else looks this over, and we now have to wonder about the future of Tristan Thompson in the series. Is he going to be suspended by the league because of that?
He very well could. There's one of the things. So that's not so much for the flagrant foul. He wouldn't get suspended for the flagrant foul. He would get suspended for what happened after, because the shoving of the ball into the face of Draymond Green, and also you can be suspended if you fail to leave the court in a timely manner. That's how the rule is written. So he could be. Certainly it's hard to argue that he left the court in the timely manner. He did not. Obviously, if he's standing there jawing with Draymond and then shoves the ball in his face, that's not a timely manner. So he is definitely up for a suspension here. The only question is whether anybody else was off the bench. There's a lot of talk that Kevin Love had come off the bench and that he might be eligible for a suspension as well. You can't come off the bench area during an altercation. So the league has some tough choices to make here, especially if they have any interest in this being a good series. You can't take players away from Cleveland and expect that they're going to play well.
NBA writer for the Sporting News, Sean Deveney, with us right now on 104.5 The Team. Sean, what's the storyline of this game? The Cavs can play with the Warriors, or the Cavs missed their best shot to beat the Warriors?
I think it's the second one. I think they missed their best shot. I mean, look, the Warriors shot 51% from the field. Their big problem in the postseason has been turnovers. They had 8 turnovers. That is ridiculously low for them. I think they've only done that 6 or 7 times this whole season to not hit double digits in turnovers. This game was right there for Cleveland, and you just wonder if they're going to get another chance, if they're going to have. It's tough to bounce back from something like that. I go back to that Toronto. If you go back to the Toronto-Cleveland series, the game 1, Toronto had a chance to win that, and if you remember, Jonas Valanciunas, missed like 3 bunnies, 3 offensive rebounds right in a row in that game 1, and Toronto just never recovered. And you wonder if that's where Cleveland is, if they had this chance and they blew it, and now they're set up for a sweep because it's going to be so hard for them to recover.
Sean, let me ask you, what's the worst look for the Cleveland Cavaliers right now? The J.R. Smith play or LeBron James wearing shorts as part of a suit?
I don't know what that was, man. I don't know he scored 51 points. So I don't know. Does everybody show up in shorts on Sunday? If I'm watching the game film of the Cavaliers and I see what LeBron did, and I'm Kevin Durant, I'm calling my stylist and saying, get me whatever LeBron was wearing, because obviously I thought it was a strange look, no question. I did not like it one bit.
I think the reason he asked that is because I'm getting married in 3 weeks and Levack is going, and he wants to know if he can wear the shorts to my wedding.
I think he absolutely has to now. If it's been brought up in public, I don't see how he can't.
It's beautiful. I love this plan already.
It's been decided, I guess. The fashion expert, Sean Deveney, weighing in on it.
Listen, I'm a sports writer. Do not take fashion advice from a sports writer. That's rule number 1. That's like, they teach you that in journalism school. Do not take whatever if you want to have mustard stains on your shirt or something like that, then you can ask me. Other than that, don't take my advice.
Sean Deveney. Sean, before we let you go, do the Cavs win as much as one game in the series?
I think they can, especially they go home, and the Warriors tend to let their guard down when they go on the road a little bit. So we've seen it happen. They've lost a game in each one of these series, even when they've been so heavily favored. So yeah, I think they can. I think they can win one in Cleveland, but I don't see it going past 5.
Sean Deveney of the Sporting News, nice enough to talk NBA with us, man. Have a great day, and hopefully you get the same shorts I do for your suit, and we can both be casual and LeBron-like.
God, I hope not.